Hey gang, welcome to another video from Handy Andy Fix. I'm Andy and today I'm going to talk to you about a screen repair on a PSP 2003. Hope you enjoy it. Let's cut to over here somewhere. Ooh. Oh. I swear I need to sharpen this knife. Whoop. Ooh, a few little fingerprints on the outside. I could copy some people from China. Frame them for a murder. There we go. One screen. Ugh. So, apologies that this isn't a teardown and change. However, I started this before the channel, so therefore I already tore it down and didn't record it. Sorry about the delay there. My brain didn't quite want to engage. So, there we go. This, I found this so often, the start button always comes off. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the edge and that's the first place that it pulls on. Who knows? Right, so I'm going to do it this way. As you can see, I've already taken off the parts I need. And everything's a bit loose. So the screen is replaced like this. Basically what was wrong with this screen, it was all just jumbled. So we'd get, at the start, we've got a small section that was about this big that was sort of legible as the background. And then as I played around with it more, it just got worse basically. So yeah, ooh, that was lucky. When it's been moving around, I almost had the screw on top of the speaker. So what I tend to do is get it all in first, and then I'll pull the little tab off even. Just check. Sometimes when you buy things from China, specifically, I've had this with the UMD drives. They come with a little solder blob on the ribbon, and you've basically got to wick it off. But I think that is down to the fact that it's a laser, and whether it's got to be deactivated for travel or what, I'm not entirely sure on that one. So I like to put these in like this, and then give it a little push with the plastic, and then you move and it all comes out, which is always great. Do a little push, it feels in, and then try and pull over as much of the tab as you can, because if you pull it in one area it can tend to pinch. tweezers. I mean, I've only ever used these rubbish metal tweezers. If anyone can let me know what the best kind of tweezers are, I'd really appreciate that, because these don't really grip on anything, but they are quite smooth, and I don't know whether the ones with like slight grip, is it serration, are any better, or whether they tend to mark things. So yeah, please let us know. This has a locating slot, so you see just here there's like a little cutout for that slot to go into, like so. And then this one on this side has a little hole, pin, sorry, not hole, it is a hole, yeah, pin to line. I've just knocked that straight back out. There we go. That is that. It's not that tight. Just wondering if there's anything on the screen, the old screen, that needs to come off. Doesn't look like it. It is different, ever so slightly. But this one was from China, so there are occasionally differences. As long as it works, that's the main thing. Get my rubbish tweezers. Just lift that out of the way. I have to say, these buttons on this 2003 aren't anywhere near the assembly for the buttons aren't anywhere as near as robust as the 1003. On the 1003 it's mounted on a metal plate, and basically it's a lot more sturdy. Right, I think I'm going to give that a whirl before we go any further, just because, sorry about the background noise, I live near a train line, so sometimes it's unavoidable. Yeah, I'll give this a whirl, because I don't want to put it all back together and it not work properly. Ah, there we go, excellent news. Oh, set the time. Let's try this. Oh, crikey. Someone was a football fan, the previous owner. So I'll get rid of all the personal data and then come back to you. But first, I think we'll record putting it back together. So I'll just take the battery back out. Only because, you know, I don't want it to pop in and out. So, I think I'll take this off. Is there anything else left to go in? I don't think there is. Obviously, these aren't amazing fit, but I suppose that's what you get when you order them from China. But they do work, and to be honest, you can't tell once they're in there, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Now, what I need to do is get this in without the start button falling out. Which we can do like that. Just give it a little wiggle. I said. I'll just get these are great, but the caps are nearly impossible to get off. I think I'll just leave them off from now on. Like that. I'll fully test it once we've got it back on. Give the screen a good clean as well. It's looks quite dirty. But where's my microfiber? I don't want to scratch it any more than how it's come. I bought this from eBay. I don't know how much I paid for it. I've bought loads of them recently. So the 2003s I'm quite au fait with at the minute. So we've got the edge screws because they're smaller, and then we've got 5 that are identical, apart from this one, which is the lower edge, I believe, which is just one. Don't ask me how I can tell, I just can. So yeah, I'll put this back together. I like to do a couple loose and then sort of draw them in. This is a very sort of mechanical engineering sort of tactic, because when you're doing head gaskets and stuff like that, and like any mating surface, you want to pull it together evenly. And I don't know if you can tell by my hands, but yeah, I day to day I'm an engineer. So yeah, pull it together nice and evenly. I'll tighten these ever so slightly, and then just double check it's all nice and flush. A lot of people say to wind them back until you hear a click, but I tend to find that I don't need to, generally speaking, because I can tell with how much pressure the screw gives me on the back. So that's just plastic moving. So yeah, we'll put that one in. I don't know how people get on with magnetic screwdrivers. Let me know if you hate them or if you love them. I quite like them actually, because you can just sort of line them up nicely. And these are the 2 small ones. Again, these are on the 1003 model. There we go. Just make sure these are correct tightness, which is, I like to say, just over finger tightness. Yeah, lovely. Right then, we've got up there. Have we got a back cover? Yes, we have. Looks a bit smudgy this, so I'll give it a good clean. Doesn't fit too well. See, it's not quite going in right. There we go. Still not quite right. Let's try, I've got a brand new one over here. So I'll try that. Maybe it's the catch. Again, another Chinese purchase, but these kind of things are so cheap from China, it seems silly not to. You can try and search for original parts, but for some reason they don't tend to be as acquirable. Mind you, this this tends to be looking quite terrible at the minute. Not quite want to line up. That is horrendous. Alright. There we go, just needed a stiff shove. Alright, so we've got a brand new one on there now. Right, I will just pause the video and clear off the previous person's data. There we go. The person's data is clear and is fresh install. I've already set a time. I always forget that bit, and then I just generally leave the name as is. So there we go, fresh install. I did have a quick look at this on while I was just about to take all the data off, and if you go on system info, it's got 6.31, which isn't too bad. However, I like to put on 6.6. I've found that the 6.6 works best across all the PSP models. So I did try 61, however on a 1003 I had a few issues with it completing the install, so I tried 6.60 and I haven't had an issue with it the whole time, so I just keep it on 512 megabyte PSP Duo Pro stick, and I just use it whenever I need to. The good thing about 6.6 is you can jailbreak it and put your emulators and everything else on quite easily. So yeah, I'll show you how to do that now. Not the emulator side of things, but just putting the software on. If you were interested, so we've got the memory card slot here. I can never remember which way around it goes. Nope, not that way. But luckily there's a there you go, memory stick, and then it comes up software version 6.6. Click on that, does its thing. If it takes a while, it's not a problem. Then you just click start. Continue, accept, and then accept. And then there you go. It's doing its update now. What I do sometimes like to do is plug it in. It depends on the battery. These are brand new batteries that I recently purchased, so I've got a fair bit of trust in them. Yeah, but obviously if you've got batteries that sort of look like this with no name on it, I would potentially plug in the charger, because this looks very cheap. In fact, I think this might be a broken one. But yeah, I'll cut to it completing. So guys, there you go, update complete. Press the X button to restart. And there we go. And then if you were interested in what sort of software version you've got. There it is, 6.6. And then if you've got a one that's been soft modded, you will get some lettering after this, and that's how you know it's been soft modded. So yeah, there you go, nice and easy. Sorry I couldn't take it apart for you guys, but unfortunately the work was already done. Yeah, I'll put this on my eBay and see how it does. Usually get about 40 quid for them, something like that, 50 quid, depends on the condition and how well this will clean, because if you can probably see there's quite a lot of muck on it and stuff like that, and I'll give it some isopropyl alcohol cleaning after the vid. Anyway, if you like the vid, thumbs up, give us a subscribe, all the good stuff, and if you've got any comments, just please leave them below. Thanks a lot.